here today just to do about a 30-minute, just woke up, back is a little achy class. So for those of you who don't know me in person or who maybe haven't taken classes with me before, I do have herniations, L4, L5, and my sacrum is torn. This happened after I had already become a yoga instructor, and I can still remember the day. But sometimes, like today, I wake up in a lot of pain, experience a lot of stiffness. And I noticed that since I haven't been teaching yoga full time, like I had prior to the pandemic, my back, especially in spinal extension, has gotten really tight, and my range of movement isn't the same. Range of motion rather isn't the same as it used to be. So I want to go ahead and do a morning class, literally the first bit of yoga that I'm going to do today, 30 minutes, just to kind of give you a sense of what I would do on a day like today, where my sacrum's feeling a little unstable and my back and kind of chest are feeling tight. So I have a yoga strap at the back of my mat, I'm going to call it, and I have a yoga block behind me. So I'm going to go ahead and make my way onto the mat. I'm going to ask you guys to do the same. So I'm going to let my little insight timer get going. All right, so I'm going to set my block at the back of my mat in case I decide to use it there. So because my back is tight today, I'm not really forcing myself or pushing myself to move quickly or in any particular way. I'm going to go ahead and sit with my feet just slightly wider than hip width apart, and I'm going to bring my hands just behind my knees. I'm rooting my sits bones down. I'm going to hold on, open my elbows out, and I'm going to inhale, sit up tall, and start to feel like my chest is drawn toward the wall in front of me. My chin is going to drop slightly. I'm going to draw my shoulders back, and I'm going to really feel my seat root. Now I'm going to go ahead and exhale, tilt my tailbone between my thighs, hollow out my belly, round my spine, and feel my mid back stretch. I feel like I'm sending my tailbone toward the front of the mat, like I'm pushing the mat away. And then I'm going to inhale, draw my tailbone down into the mat, sit up tall. I'm trying to keep my knees tracking straight in line. Then I'm going to exhale, pull my belly button in around my spine, really try to get deep curvature in the thoracic spine. Then I'm going to inhale, draw my tailbone back, lift my chest, sending my chest forward. One more time like this. Exhale, draw the shoulders back, pull the belly in, tilt the tailbone forward. Drop the chin toward your chest, then inhale, sit up tall. Now we're going to exhale, transition this all the way down onto the ground. Notice I'm keeping my feet down on the earth. And take a moment, walk your feet in towards your buttocks, let your knees knock in and your feet walk out. Take a moment with your hands on your hip points, close your eyes. We'll do a very brief check-in. With your eyes closed, relax your shoulders, let your face drop. Feel the rise and fall of your breath beneath your hands, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, expanding your abdomen, rib cage, and chest. Exhaling, subtle recoiling inward of the chest, rib cage, and abdomen. Relax your jaws. Good. Now we're going to go ahead and walk the feet or heel to the feet back in. I'm keeping my inner thighs together here. I'm going to take a moment, move my hips a little side to side. So hands to the hips, cant your right hip to the right. Notice my buttocks are down, cant your hip to the left. Again, inhaling to the right, exhaling to the left. Keep those inner thighs connected one more time. Inhale to the right, exhale to the left. Now return to neutral. Separate your feet just narrower than hip width apart. Place your hands down on the earth on either side of your body. We're going to go ahead, inhale, tilt the tailbone up, just let your lower cheeks barely lift. I want you to really focus on lengthening the tailbone. Feel like you're sliding the mat away from you, knees are at a diagonal, and really pull your belly in. And then exhale, release. Think of digging the tailbone down or the buttocks down. This is a little bit of space under here beneath my lower back. Again, inhale, tilt the tailbone up, pull the belly in, feel the buttocks start to engage. And exhale, tailbone down, arch that lower back. One more time. Inhaling, tilting the tailbone up, feel like you're sliding the mat forward just a slight lift in the buttocks. Then exhale, release. So we're going to grow that movement. We're going to take the lift up to the low back. You're going to inhale, tilt the tailbone up, squeeze the buttocks, lift. So I went a little too high there. So you're just going to lift up onto that lower back. And then exhale, slowly release, thinking of one vertebrae at a time coming down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up, float the low back up just into that mid back, kissing the ground or touching into the ground. Then exhale, release, unfurling the spine 1 more time. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up, pull the belly in, engage the buttocks, lift. So we're keeping the thoracic spine down. And we're exhaling, slowly melting the spine down 1 vertebrae at a time. Now we're going to go big all the way up to the shoulder blades. Inhale, tilt the tailbone up, press into the feet, use your buttocks to lift. Notice I'm trying to keep my rib cage pulled in, sending my tailbone away. I'm still breathing in and out here. Then you're going to exhale, lower upper back, middle back, lower back, buttocks, and breathe. Again, inhale, tilt the tailbone up. This time, exhale, squeeze the buttocks, lift the spine up. Try to keep thinking about keeping the rib cage in for right now. Lengthen the tailbone away. We're still breathing here as we hold bridge. I have both of my shoulders in, and a good way to test it is reach your hands up toward the ground, plug the shoulders in, wrists aligned over the shoulders, and reach your fingertips. Keep those inner thighs kind of drawn toward one another. They are about hip width apart. Now, the thing is, when you have like a sacral tear, or you have low back herniation, sometimes you'll splay the legs out. So we want to try to work on imagining there's a yoga block between the thighs. Now we're going to lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good. Keeping the hands up. Let's try that. Lift and hold. We're going to inhale, tilt the tailbone up, peel your spine up 1 vertebrae at a time. Just go up to the shoulder blades. Think of lengthening the tailbone away, engaging your buttocks, and your hands, your fingers are reaching up toward the ceiling. Now we're going to inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet. Notice if you roll out. So I know that I tend to roll out. So I drew my inner thighs toward one another, and you're going to feel those outer glutes engage. Then exhale, sink the heels. Try to time so that both heels land together. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Notice the belly rising and falling. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do 2 more times. The last one we're going to hold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Notice my knees are over my ankles. Inhale, lift and hold. Now let's open the arms out to T and let them hover. Let gravity pull on the arms. Pull the abdominals and lift the hips up. Feel a gentle stretch along your hip flexors. You're just holding the arms up over the ground, letting gravity try to pull them down. Think of the chest kind of lifting a little bit as you really anchor the shoulder blades down. And I'm turning my head, but I ask that you keep your head on straight and just use my voice to guide you if at all possible, just for the safety of your neck. Couple more breaths like this. I'm moving my fingers around a little bit. Good. Now we're going to inhale, keep the hips lifted, bring the fingertips up toward the ceiling again. Sink your heels as you exhale. Next exhalation, lower the upper back, middle back, lower back, hips, buttocks, tailbone. Adjust your body as you need to know. You've been in extension for a bit. We're going to take a little bit of flexion to counterbalance it. So we're going to inhale, bring the right knee into the chest, lengthen your right buttock away, flexing your right foot, and just hold here. So I'm holding on to my shin. If you have a little less mobility, you may want to hold on to your hamstring. I'm still lengthening my tailbone away and lengthening my right buttock away. I'm going to make this a little more stretchy. You're going to extend your left leg out, flex your foot, and think of driving both heels away from you. Notice I'm relaxing my shoulders. Now we're going to pull the belly button in toward the spine. We're going to exhale and curl the upper body up. So you'll notice today I can't get my nose to my knee. There are some days that I can. Today is not that day, so I'm not really pushing it. I'm not drawing my head toward my leg as much as I'm pulling my abdominals in and trying to get my leg toward my face. Breathe. Let's do another breath like this. Keep anchoring both sits bones down. Relax your shoulders. Now we're going to keep the leg as is, keep the feet as is. You're going to exhale, lower the spine down all the way down to your head. Now we're going to do a little transition and work into the belly. Pull the belly button in, tilt the tailbone just slightly up. Exhale, bring the left knee in, bring the right leg out for a moment. Hold the right leg hovering. Keep your head down. Then we're going to switch it again. Right knee in, left leg out. Good. Last time. Left knee in, right leg out. Then you're going to bring the right sole of the foot to the mat and hold on to your left hamstring or shin, flexing your left foot. Lengthen your left tailbone away. Tailbone left sits bone away, keep lengthening the tailbone away. I'm flexing my left foot. Now we're going to extend the right leg out to make the stretch a little more intense. There's a little more to that hip flexor. Take a moment here, reach through both heels, really drive the heels away. Now we're going to exhale, curl the upper body up and just see where we go. You might feel more stretch. You might feel that quadricep start to stretch, really trying to drop my right leg down. So remember, this lift is coming more from really pulling the belly and engaging our abdominals than it is from using the hands. See, if I take my hands away, my leg isn't really moving. Another breath. Then we'll be doing that little switch around really slowly. We're going to slowly melt the spine down. I'm going to let my hands hover on either side of my hips. I'm just going to extend my left leg out as my right leg comes in. Nothing else changes here. Tilting the tailbone up just a little bit to support my back so that my belly can do work. Then again, switch the right leg. Extend the right leg away, left knee in. Switch the left leg. Bring the right knee in. Switch the right leg. Bring the left knee in. We're going to do one more time either side. Switch the left leg. Bring the right knee in. And switch right leg out, left knee in. Now both legs in towards your chest. I'm pointing my toes. So that lets me know 10 minutes have passed. So with the knees in toward the chest, and rock your hips a little bit left and right. So I'm pointing my toes here just for a bit. Good. Now we're going to flex our feet and reach through the heels. You're going to hold on either to your hamstrings or shins. You're going to exhale, curl the upper body up. And again, think of bringing the nose towards you or between the knees. You can catch the outer edges of your feet. Go ahead, drive the heels away from you and curl up. Again, we're not trying to draw the legs toward the face or the face toward the legs, as we're trying to curl up through the belly to round the spine. So notice it's a lot of rounding. It's a lot of extension, a lot of flexion, counterbalancing to try to release the back. So now we're going to exhale, bring the spine down, bring the feet down. Go ahead and grab your strap. So I'm really using my Manduka yoga mat strap, but you can use a regular yoga strap, your mat strap, or a tie. We're going to go ahead and bring the right knee in toward the chest. Notice I'm flexing my feet. I have my left ankle under my left knee. I'm extending my strap up, shoulder blades plugged in. I'm going to go ahead and extend my right leg up toward the ceiling, and I'm placing the strap underneath the ball of my foot. I'm going to drive my right heel away from me, and I'm shortening my strap as I lengthen my right buttock away. So you're going to go ahead and relax your shoulders, hug your inner elbows in, and feel the right thigh bone plug into the right hip socket. Now, if you want to make this bigger, you're going to go ahead and extend the left leg away from you, flexing your feet. You're going to feel that right hamstring start to open up. So today, this type of class isn't about flowing as much as possible, as many planks, as many chaturangas, etc. as possible. It's about releasing the back and releasing the associated muscles, like hip muscles, hamstring muscles, calf muscles, shoulder muscles that kind of get tight as we hold chronic pain. So you're going to notice that I'm drawing my leg closer toward me. To do that, I'm exhaling and thinking of my leg drawing itself toward the chest with the assistance of the strap. I'm still driving my heel away from me. You can see a little bit of shakiness as my muscles start to kind of go into the stretch. So I'm not moving around much right now. I'm just kind of sitting in the stretch, breathing into it. It can be a little challenging to breathe in the stretch sometimes. And ask you guys to just be present. You can always pull back a little if you need to. Relax your jaws. So I exhaled out my mouth there because it just felt like it released something, and that's okay. Exhaling out your mouth. But breathing in through your nose and out through the mouth is in through the nose and out through the nose is the ideal. Breathing in through the nose, essentially in yoga, is what we do. So I'm slowly finding more and more space for my leg to come closer toward me. I'm still reaching my heel away, and I'm breathing. Now I'm going to take my strap, both sides of the strap in one hand. I'm wrapping it around the right hand here. I'm going to open my left arm out. I'm going to make sure my left shoulder is always anchored. So I'm going to exhale, open my right leg out to the right, still maintaining the stretch. I'm looking up toward the ceiling, and I'm going to take my left hand to my left hip point to make sure that I'm not rolling off of my left buttock. So it really doesn't matter how far your right leg goes out to the right. What's important is that that left side is anchored, left shoulder, left buttock, left heel. So like the left side hasn't changed, it's still facing up. Now I'm reaching through my right heel, driving it away, and I'm gently pulling on the strap to give myself more stretch. So you're gonna feel, right, a little bit of heat and warmth here in the groin, big stretch along the inner thigh. For some, you may feel it in the calf. You wanna make sure those left toes point up and those right toes are pointing toward that wall behind you. Deep in breath, complete out breath. You can even turn your head to the left to get a little bit of a neck stretch. Let's do that. Inhale and exhale. Couple more breaths. You're going to keep your leg as is. I'm going to kind of talk you through when you're trying to bring that right leg back up. You really want to feel the connection of that femur bone into the hip socket. And you're using the anchoring of that left side along with the strength of the inner thigh and the belly to help bring the leg back up. I want you to make it less about your hand. If your abs are a little weaker, yes, go ahead and use the hand, but try to recruit from your deep core muscles. So here we go. We're going to inhale, slowly bring the right leg back up to center. You're going to pause at center, undo the strap, take one side of the strap in either hand, and exhale, draw your right leg closer towards you. Keep lengthening your right buttock away because that right hip's going to try to cant out. You're going to want to bring it back to center. Remember, with back issues, the hips and legs are trying to give space in some cases. Here we want to kind of draw in. Now we're going to take the straps in the left hand. You're going to open your right arm out to T. The right shoulder does not leave the ground. Lengthen your right buttock away. We're going to take an IT band stretch. Exhale, the right leg over to the left as far as you can go, and yet keep your right shoulder down. So I have my right hand down. I'm turning my head to my right. Notice I'm lengthening my right sits bone away from me so that I can really aim it toward the front of my mat. I'm flexing my left foot. My right foot is flexed. My foot is down, my right foot, but I don't want you to aim for that. I want you to aim for right shoulder blade down, rooted. Keep lengthening your right buttock away, and you can, like you did on the other side, pull on the strap gently as you send your right sits bone away to stretch into that right leg, or right hamstring rather. Relax your jaws, relax your face, breathe. So in case you're interested, the what I'm using to time myself is Insight Timer. It's an app with meditations. It's an app with where you can keep track of your classes, and the timer stays on. So it's not like on your iPhone where if you're not touching it repeatedly, the timer goes off. It's still working, but you can't see it. It's nice. And you can also put background music on. One more breath. Inhale. We're going to go ahead and use those deep belly muscles. Bring the right leg to center. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. Now strap in either hand. We're going to draw that right leg closer toward us, and you may find that you have a lot more stretch on this side now. Let's go ahead and remove the strap. Keep that right leg up. Let the strap rest on your chest, and exhale, float the right leg down. Take your time. You're going to notice if you bring your legs together that the right leg feels heavier and longer. Let's go ahead, get the other side. Let's bring the soles of the feet to the earth once again. Extend your strap up toward the ceiling. Inhale, draw that left knee in toward the chest, then extend it up and wrap the strap around the lower ball of the foot. Shorten the strap as you need to and take some time here, lengthen the left buttock away. So I definitely feel a lot more tightness in my left hamstring. And to be transparent, this is very different for me. Since 2009, I've pretty much been teaching yoga, Pilates, exercise every day. And so since the pandemic, I've taken a desk job that's a bit stressful. And so I'm not getting to move as much as I'm used to. My body is noticing it. And so is my mind. So, change is coming in the future. And this is another reason why I'm doing these classes for me and for you. So we're working together. So now we're going to go ahead and grow that stretch by extending that right leg out. And we're just going to keep thinking, like I said before, of drawing the leg toward us as we send the sits bone away from us. So using kind of that dynamic kind of counterbalance to help us really open up our bodies. I'm flexing my feet, reaching my heels away from me. My shoulders are down. Even though my arms are doing a bit of work, obviously, I'm letting the joints settle in. I'm letting the bone settle in. Slowly breathing in through my nose and out through my nose. So now again, exhaling, drawing my leg a little closer toward me. Still lengthening my left buttock away. I'm finding my breath. I'm trying to anchor my right leg down, toes up. So notice I'm drawing my elbows in, even though they could go out this way. I like to work kind of the internal here. So now I'm going to take both sides of the strap into my left hand, kind of wrapped around. So if you have any metal parts on your strap, it doesn't kind of hit your face. Right arm out to T, and I'm going to exhale, open my left leg out to the left. And you can see here how I'm really focusing on really rooting down that right side so that I'm keeping my hip point, which is right here, aiming up. I'm flexing my left foot, feeling that warmth from the groin all the way into that left inner thigh. Try to keep your right toes pointing up. Going back to doing this when you're working full time, even if you're not a teacher, right? Just finding the time to do a class, to take a class, it can be challenging. So I hope that, whenever you have time, you can do that and you fit it into your day. I mean, today I did do a bit of, am I going to do this? Do I have time? Do I have the energy? And decided, no, you know what? My back hurts. It's not going to be, they're not going to see the most intense stuff, but they can see a real yoga instructor's body, a real injured person's body. So now we're going to keep lengthening the left buttock away. We're going to recruit those deep core muscles, right? And we're going to go ahead, inhale, bring the left leg up. So that's telling me we have about 10 minutes left. I'm going to take the strap in either hand. I'm going to go ahead and draw my left leg toward me as I lengthen my left buttock away. So right, the leg is coming toward me. The shoulders are down. Just trying to see what's going on. What do I feel? Now I'm going to take both sides of the strap into my right hand. I'm going to open my left arm out to deep, palm down. Now you're going to see it from this side. I'm just going to keep my left shoulder down. I'm going to exhale, cross that left leg over to the right, taking my time. I'm lengthening my left buttock away from me. My feet are flexed, and I'm using my strap to help deepen the stretch. In addition to that counterbalance of sending the left sits bone away. And I'm going to turn my head to the left. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Relax your jaws. Enjoy the stretch, right? Just getting your whole IT band, outer thigh here, into the calf muscles. Breathe. One more breath. Good, now we're going to recruit the belly muscles. We're going to inhale, sit that leg up or float that leg up toward the ceiling. Adjust your back body as you need to. Take the strap in either hand and go ahead and exhale, draw that left leg towards you. Breathing here, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the strap, yet let that left leg rise up toward the ceiling. I'm going to set the strap aside. Exhale, float that left leg down. Go ahead and draw those inner thighs toward one another and feel the length of the legs. They should be even. Notice where your low back is. So your low back may feel a little bit off. So we're going to take care of that. We're going to bring the soles of the feet to the earth. I'm going to walk my ankles underneath my knees. And I'm going to keep my legs just slightly narrower than hip width apart. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, plugging the shoulder blades in. Exhale, as your arms come toward your ears, curl your upper body up and reach your arms toward the front of your mat, really pulling your abdominals in. Letting the belly do work, right? Because this is simple curling up, pulling the abdominals in, letting those hands reach, plugging the shoulders in, and really curling up from the deep belly muscles. Think of hollowing out your chest here. When you have back issues, you want to take the time to strengthen your your belly. So now I'm going to bring the soles of my feet together. I'm going to open the legs out and I'm going to reach the hands forward between my thighs. I'm going to lengthen my tailbone away, draw my chin toward my chest. I'm holding the body, but not the breath. Keeping the curl up, I want you to reach your arms up, maybe behind you. Hold here for 3 deep breaths. Keep curling up. If anything gets painful, reach the arms between the legs. Now we're going to exhale, reach the arms forward. Inhale, draw the inner thighs together. Exhale, pull the knees in toward the chest, round your spine, flex your feet, turn into a ball. We're gonna go ahead and rock like a ball 3 times. I'm gonna inhale, rock forward, exhale, rock back to shoulder blade tips. Inhale forward, exhale back, inhale forward, exhale back. The next one, you're gonna roll up to all fours. So I cross my ankles in front of me, roll up to all fours. I'm gonna crawl back just a smidge, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're gonna take a cat-cow here. Gonna go ahead and lengthen your neck, spread your fingers out wide, tuck your toes. Exhale, tilt the tailbone between the thighs, hollow out the belly, round the thoracic spine. I want you to rock back and forth here. Keep breathing as you rock back and forth. Just feeling the rounding in the thoracic spine, tailbone down. Let the chin be drawn towards your chest. Now we're going to inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow. And I'm going to ask you to move side to side here. So we moved in cow, we're going to move in cow, we're going to gaze forward, keep gliding the shoulders back. And I don't have much movement right now in my low back, or rather range of motion. So you're not going to see a huge back extension. What I like to try sometimes is come up onto my fingertips, draw my shoulders back and see if I can dip the chest. I'm softening my elbows and drawing them in a little bit. I'm just going to move side to side here. You will feel this releasing your low back. I mean, it's going to be intense if you have any low back concerns. Now I'm going to keep on my fingertips. You can always go to palms. I'm going to take a cat, tucking the tailbone, tucking my toes, rounding the spine, and I'm going to move side to side. Just trying to find space. Wrists underneath the shoulders. I like the fingertips because it makes you find more space. It's like you have these longer arms down. You're trying to find space in the spine. Good. Returning to center, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine. You can be on palms, you can be on fingertips. I'm going to make the rocking bigger, so I'm lifting my knees up slightly, moving around, finding space. Let it go, guys. Let it go. Now return to center, tuck the toes, hollow out the belly, round the spine, looking inward again. You can be on your palms. You can go a little bigger on fingertips. I'm gonna rock back and forth on this one. So a lot of it is just freeform movement. What feels good today? It also strengthens the fingers, obviously, right? Now we're gonna inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow, and just move around. Maybe the movements are bigger. Maybe we're creating S shapes with our bodies. Enjoy what your body can do. Maybe you're bending your elbows. And as you're ready, we'll return to center, palms down. Those of you who are on your fingers are going to feel the strength in your hands. Good. Now, returning wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to tuck the right toes. We're going to exhale, extend the right leg back, square the hip forward, and push away from gravity in your hands. Draw the right heel away from you. Pull the belly in. I mean, I'm so much in my belly that I could just float my left knee up without changing anything. Left knee down, toes tucked, left knee up. See, nothing changes, but everything changes. One more breath. Keep sending chest forward, shoulders back. Good. Now you can either go to all fours or maybe take a little bit of a plank, extending your left leg back, pulling your belly in. On all fours, you're just lengthening, pushing away from gravity. In plank, you're extending out through the heels, pulling the abdominals in, lengthening the spine, chest forward, shoulders back. Now I'm going to transition, bringing the left knee back under my hip, right knee under my hip, finding my all fours. Now we're going to exhale, extend the left leg back, bring the ball of the foot down, square the left hip point forward, extend out through that left heel. Shoulders are back, chest is forward, breathe. So remember, you're light, that right knee can lift. I'll show you again, nothing's changed here. Right knee lifts. Good. Now, if you'd like to extend back to a plank or come to all fours, hold here for 5. Pull the belly in, shoulders are back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to bring the knees down behind the hips. So notice the difference. I'm pointing the toes. Knees are behind the hips. I'm pulling my belly and tilting my tailbone forward. I'm going to walk my wrists back so that my shoulders are slightly forward. I'm going to hug my inner elbows in as I exhale and lower my torso down. So now I've got my wrists back behind my shoulders. I'm setting up for Cobra. So I need to widen my legs a little bit. I'm going to anchor my hip points by rocking left and right. Widen my legs a smidge, hug my inner elbows in, send my chest forward into a tiny little cobra here. So Cobra has been a struggle for me lately. So I'm recruiting going back to being a little kid in yoga, right? Just a beginner, and staying in the small Cobra. This does work the triceps, but it's also reteaching my body to send my chest forward, anchor my quads, keep the tops of my feet down, and breathe. You can tell I'm having a little bit of a struggle breathing in it. So I'm looking forward, drawing my chin back into me. Shoulders draw back, elbows are in. 2 more breaths. Then exhale, lower down. Turn your head to the right. So I'd like you to float your right leg up here. Hands are where they were, shoulders are back. Gauging the right buttock. Anchor the right hip point down. Now we're going to lower the right leg, turn the head to the left, lift the left leg up. Keep the hip points anchored. Draw the shoulders back. They're going to try to come forward. Lower the left leg down, bring your chin to center. Now we're going to inhale, float both legs up. Draw the shoulders back. Breathe, working into the buttocks. Pull the belly in. See if you can exhale, lift those legs up a little higher. The transition is going to be legs down. You're going to inhale up into your little baby cobra. All right. As you go, exhale, legs down, inhale, little baby cobra. Maybe it got a little bigger. Hug the shoulders back, inner elbows in, lengthen your spine. Holding here for 3. Even weight on both sides. 2, anchor the quads. And 1. Now we're going to inhale, come on up to all fours. It's a nice long all fours, big toes touch. Knees are apart, about mat width apart, and take your child's pose. Buttocks toward or to the heels. Notice I transition slowly. Keep the buttocks toward or to the heels. Start to lower yourself down. Forehead toward or to the mat. If you have a block, you can always grab your block. And of course, I have a hard time today reaching it. Grab your block, forehead to the block, and arms forward. If you're a little more flexible, go ahead and just bring the forehead down to the ground. And we're going to breathe. We have about 40 seconds left in this practice. Draw your chin towards your chest. Lengthen the back of the neck. Relax the arms. Relax the hands. Feel your lower back broaden, middle back broaden, upper back broaden. And we're going to go ahead and slowly walk the wrists back so they're underneath the shoulders. Shoulders are back, elbows are in. We're going to inhale, sit on up on the heels, bring the inner thighs together. If sitting on your heels doesn't work, come into a cross-legged seat. Place your hands on your lap, gaze straight ahead. Deep in breath, complete out breath. I'd like to complete the practice before we do our salutation with a gentle twist. We're going to exhale, rotate the upper body to the right. Whether you're cross-legged or sitting on your heels, take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Right hand is behind you, or right hand to the small of the back, or maybe you wrap your right hand around behind you to your left hip point. You're going to inhale, grow tall. Exhale, rotate. The twist comes from that right connection here, left hip point to the right shoulder. I'm keeping my hip point squared. If you're pregnant or a lot of back pain, you would let the left hip go with you. Even weight on both sides. Every in-breath we lengthen, every out-breath we twist. Good. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left arm is behind you on the ground. Gently press into the small of your back, or go ahead and wrap the left arm around behind you to the right hip point. Inhale, grow tall. Keep your hip point squared. Exhale, rotate. Of course, unless you're pregnant or need to take the twist with the hip bend due to back pain. Now we're going to exhale, return to center. Whether you're in cross-legged or whether you're sitting on your heels, take a moment here, rest your hands on your lap. Close your eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let's bring the palms together in prayer. Bow the chin towards your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Let's take a moment to practice gratitude, grateful for someone and something today. Grateful for each and every one of you. I hope that you enjoyed today's class. We're really trying to bring some more stuff to you guys that you can use every day. And that also acknowledges that our bodies change over time as we age, depending on what's going on a given day, depending on what stressors we're experiencing. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel. I will be bringing more material. Just ask for patience as I make transitions in life. If you did additionally, if you enjoyed what you saw, you can Venmo me a donation at Alejandra, capital ALEJANDRA dash capital B, lowercase OZZOLASCO. So that's at Alejandra dash Vazalasco on Venmo. I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for practicing with me, and you guys have a great day.